Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for being here with us for this digital event dedicated to the project Museum of Elsewhere, Museo dell'Altrove. I'm Giulia Poli. I'm joining you from Singapore and I will be your host. We are very honored to be part of ASEM Cultural Festival 2021. First of all, we would like to thank the organizers of the festival, and also we want to thank the Italian Embassy in Bangkok who supported us for this event. Thanks to their support, we were able to present the project Museum of Elsewhere in its digital format. Moreover, we will also get to speak with the artists and organizations that made this journey possible. As producer for Asia of the project, I am very excited for you to meet everyone and get to understand how we succeeded in working internationally through the pandemic and despite the pandemic. Before getting started, let me summarize our program. We will start by speaking with organizations that produced the project to understand the journey that brought us here. Then we will have the opportunity to watch the movie that was created thanks to the collaboration of the artist with the movie director Anna Shametai. Finally, we will have a Q&A session with the artist. And now, let's get started. Let me briefly introduce the group of Italians that is joining us from Villa Giulia in Verbania, Italy. In fact, the villa is the original location where the project was developed, where the show premiered live, and where the movie you are going to see was shot. It is a wonderful location on the Lago Maggiore, the Maggiore Lake, at the edge of the Alps. Hello, Italians. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Giulia.
Hi, Julia.
Hello.
Hello, good morning to you all. We can see the beautiful lake behind you.
Yes, we are in Verbania and it's also a beautiful day today.
Perfect. So first of all, I would like to welcome Antonella Cirigliano, who is the artistic director of Cross Festival and List Lab. They are the main producer organization. Also, we are pleased to have with us Mr. Riccardo Brezza, the Assessore alla Cultura, Head of Culture of the Municipality of Verbania. We were indeed able to develop the projects also thanks to the support of the Municipality of Verbania. They gave us the possibility of using the amazing space of Villa Giulia. So first, Antonella, can you tell us how the project came along?
Yes, sure, and thank you, Giulia. I'm very pleased to be here with you to present this ambitious project that is a co-production with dancers, musicians, and video makers. As main producer, we started this journey over 1 year ago when we first spoke with Italian artists Francesca Foscarini and Cosimo Lopalco, who conceived the idea of Museum of Elsewhere, il Museo dell'Altrove. On our side, thanks to the international network we have developed during the years, we were able to find a co-producer in Hong Kong, the CCDC, the City Contemporary Dance Company. Their presence was essential to create a project that has multiple points of view and has also the contribution of Ergao, an artist based in Guangzhou, and Noel Pong, she's an artist based in Hong Kong. The Italian and Asian artists already knew each other thanks to Crisol, a creative process project founded by MIBACT, the Italian Minister of Culture, during the boarding pass program. And they already spent time reflecting and meeting online through the 2020 during this hard year for all of us. Therefore, the collaboration between the artists was much easier. The next step was looking for found, of course, and I have to say thanks to the artwork of everyone, to you, Giulia, to all our staff, and to the artists. So we apply for a fund named Vivere all'Italiana sul palcoscenico by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we win the fund. So Their support has been essential to develop the project and to produce the movie that you are going to see. The movie was shot here in Verbania in November last year. We used Villa Giulia, and we also premiered the live show here during the Cross Festival this September. And we were looking forward to the Asian premiere to Hong Kong, but unfortunately, because of limited international mobility, we had to postpone the live show, but we are confident that we will be able to come to you with an Asian tour soon, and I hope next year. So really thank you to all of you. Thank you to all the institutions, the artists, the staff that make this project real, and thank you to be here with us today. I would like to introduce Mr. Riccardo Brezza, that is the head of the culture of the municipality of Verbania. And thank you, Riccardo, to be here with us today.
Bene, grazie Antonella, buongiorno a tutti. Per me è un piacere portare il saluto della città di Verbania a tutti questi prestigiosi partner che hanno a che fare con la cultura asiatica, ed è davvero un piacere che la città di Verbania possa avere un palcoscenico così importante ed internazionale. Crediamo importante questo progetto e fondamentale per il rilancio delle nostre location cittadine che hanno a che fare con la bellezza del nostro paesaggio naturale, ed in particolare questo progetto, il Museo dell'Altrove, che si è strutturato, come ha raccontato Antonella, a Villa Giulia, ci ha dato l'occasione di sostenere ancora di più e ancora una volta il mondo delle arti performative, dell'arte e della cultura in generale. Quello che abbiamo fatto è un punto di arrivo in realtà, perché il percorso che ci vede collegati a Cross Project e la realtà delle arti performative del nostro territorio è un percorso che viene da lontano e che continueremo a sostenere anche nei prossimi mesi e nei prossimi anni, grazie alla collaborazione di artisti, di registi e di persone che fanno dell'arte e della cultura un elemento di rilancio e di sviluppo del nostro territorio.
Thank you, Mr. Brezza. For the non-speaking Italian with us tonight, I'm gonna summarize Mr. Brezza's speech. He was thanking all the institutions, and he was thanking the artists, and especially Cross Project that already developed several projects together with the municipality of Verbania during the years. And it was very important for the municipality to be part of this project because it is a platform also for the community and the municipality itself of Verbania to be known abroad. Thank you very much, Mr. Brezza, for being here with us. And thank you, Antonella, for reminding us how the project was born. It was indeed a special time that we spent together with Italian and Asian artists while the pandemic was at its peak. Now let's hear from Francesca Foscarini, who together with Cosimo Lopalco conceived and directed the project. Francesca, can you explain us what is Museum of Elsewhere and what we are going to see in the movie?
Yes, hello to everyone. I can say that Museum of Elsewhere is an art project that involves dance performance and installation, and is focusing on the theme of contemporary museum and the relationship between the architectural space and the body. It is for us also a method where performative acts populate architectural or sometimes urban space in a museum sense. So the bodies are really treated as a work of art. And we like also to call the spectators visitors that are free to move independently through the space, through each rooms of Villa Giulia. Especially in the movie, you will be transported by a visitor that became a kind of main character of a film that will bring you through each room. And so the visitor is free to to choose independently the path and also to choose independently the time, the attention to dedicate to each pieces. So you will see different elements of the Italian culture, of the Italian identity, from the movie of Fellini and Pasolini to the artwork of the painter Antonio Ligabue, from Italy, from Venice with its light, to the dialects of Italy. So it's a kind of journey into our culture and tradition. So I hope you can really enjoy this trip. Ring our bell. Sì.
The Italian bells. Thank you, Francesca. I'm sure the audience is now very curious to see the spaces of Villa Giulia inhabited by the artists. So without further ado, please get comfy and enjoy the movie.
Eh? Voglio morire così, con tutto l'oro addosso, come i faraoni.
Caffè?
Sì. Grazie.
Ci vuoi lo zucchero?
Sì, grazie. Volentieri.
Cambio. Cambio. E registro l'architettura del mio stare, la forma che sto dando al mio corpo. Anche nel mio sguardo. E seguo un po' quello che ho scritto. Ti prendi il tempo di essere osservata. Cioè lì per me è come se tu fossi nuda di fatto. Cioè per me tu sei nuda anche se in realtà non lo sei, però in quello sguardo lì, cioè, tu ti esponi in tutta la tua vulnerabilità, quindi ti lasci guardare. Tubino, che ti dicevo, no, prima. Poi proprio un dettaglio, quando sei giù con la camminata, la testa sale guardando avanti, poi scendi, sale e scendi, non sale, sto e scendo.
Sì, un paio di momenti sono stata più su, sì.
Si sa fino a un certo punto. Cioè nel tentativo di controllare l'opera in realtà ci sfugge sempre di mano. E in questo sfuggire di mano secondo me che c'è poi la cosa che è bella.
Poi c'è questa cosa dell'impossibilità del personaggio di manifestarsi se non con l'ultimo, dove c'è questa liberazione gioiosa, un po' pazza, che non si può contenere. C'è questo personaggio che strasborda.
Che prima era molto molto eccessivo, cioè avevo in mente i personaggi di Fellini e era più un riprodurre quelle immagini lì, invece sono troppo concentrata a autocriticarmi perché invece dicevamo che
No,
poi era
Giulia,
bella questa cosa.
autocriticarmi, sai che è vietato dalla legge.
No, però cioè, in effetti è bello quando...
In maggio fa molto caldo.
E a Ballutampa.
Quando fendi caldo comincia a sudare.
Il pane è cotto.
Dammi un altro tocco. Al tempo al passa.
Ho aspettato tutto il giorno. Non ne posso più.
Mi fa male il cuore.
Comincia a fiocche.
Totte, lo paradis.
Voglio tutto il paradiso. Ho aspettato
tutto lo zoo.
L'arbo e casca e foglie che scappa un verde. Non dorme mai prima delle mezzanotte.
In maggio fa molto caldo.
Fa bello
Buono. Quando fendi caldo
Comincia a sudare.
un pane è cotto.
Dammi un altro pezzo.
lo tempo è passante. Agli
Da
imparare
tutto il giorno non posso più.
lo cuore mi
Fa
do.
male. Come
C'è ca.
Tutto.
Il paradiso.
Voglio tutto.
Paradiso.
Ho spicciato tutto il dì, la pianta l'aperta al feuilles.
I prati sono verdi.
Non dorme mai prima
Prima di mezzanotte. In maggio
Fa già di morire.
caldo.
Fa bel
Tip. Quando fa chiaro,
comincia su
Shui,
il pane
qua,
damme
nauto,
tocche.
e spitato tutto il
Giorno non ne posso più.
non fa male.
cuore. Comincia a asciugare tutto, un paradiso.
Certo che ho visto uccidere, mia mamma gli tirava il collo,
Ah, e come faceva?
era gli cappava le zampe e con la mano reggeva la zampa, con la mano tirava il collo e il pollo là le spicciolava, sembrava un pazzo poverino. Poi lo buttava in terra e si fermava. E è morto.
E com'è la vita di un pollo?
Equivoci mica, cretinaccia, baggianata, gelsomino. Erge cristalli pediluvio, babbiate.
Ergao, where are you? Ergao disappear again.
Francesca, avete il video?
Vedete adesso, forse adesso sì.
And the rehearsal?
It's okay?
Very good. Okay, I will leave you. Let's continue.
Can you see Ergao? It's okay?
It's like a pen.
And this is the village and people. Foscarini e Cosimo.
Ciao, Gab.
Definitely, I like it.
Okay. And then basically like the bench where the spectator will sit is here. So,
Okay.
so in another part of the room which is not ready yet, you will have a similar bench with headphones, so the person can hear the interview that you send us, like this. This is the installation. It's very simple.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm watching Noel's work. What about having a cup of coffee out
Yeah, there is an installation with coffee here. Basically, like this one person offering coffee, in this landscape.
Exciting.
Yeah. I think we said everything, and then maybe we close because we have to go back to work, and because it's the last day. So, thank you very much for joining us for this chat. And
See you in June.
see you in June. Fingers crossed.
I want to say thank you very much. It's such a hard work for this moment, and today is the last day. I'm not realized before, it's going to lock down again in Italy. But at the moment, I feel a little bit sad, but I appreciate you guys what you do, and very positive to do something well, and makes very inspire me too. So
Thank you very much.
take care everyone.
Poi soffia piano. Vedi? Nel centro. Ma tu sembra che aspiri, devi soffiare. Vabbè, dai, andiamo.
Te la consegno. Ti do una.
Sembrate tutti usciti dall'obitorio, guardate là.
Io ho delle cosine piccole.
Ok.
All'inizio, no? I baci.
Sì.
Ricordati sempre di mantenere viva la tensione con il tuo sguardo, più nella direzione. Sì, le braccia volano dietro. Quando vai dalla visitatrice, cioè prenditi il tempo per costruire una relazione con lei, come se fosse un invito, no? Si diceva.
Sì.
E quindi mentre danzi, cioè tu la guardi, no? Poi ti giri e recuperi il suo sguardo. Anche quando fai queste cose qua, no? Continui a guardarla un po', dopo ti allontani. La questione dell'oro, cioè del denaro, del trovare l'oro, di fatto, è bello anche l'ultimo, l'hai fatto piccolino, così. Mi chiedevo se poteva essere... L'idea è, ti faccio credere che io ho trovato l'oro, guarda qua. No? È un po' questo l'idea che avevamo.
Come dicevi all'inizio?
No, oggi ho detto sembrate usciti dall'obitorio.
Mi parete tutti usciti da...
Parete asciutta.
Ah, esatto, parete asciutta dall'obitorio.
Però è un po' napoletano quella.
Sì, esatto.
Sei napoletano.
Parete asciutta. No, però avevamo detto campo
Sì, ma
santo.
abbiamo cambiato, non è più romano adesso.
Ma pare tutto quanto asciutto dall'obitorio.
Esatto.
Di nuovo.
Questo lo devi esercitare, perché l'altro l'hai esercitato.
Ma parete tutto quanto asciutto dall'obitorio.
Ok.
Ma parete tutto quanto asciutto dall'obitorio.
Vabbè, insomma, questo lo ripeterai a casa davanti allo
之後嗰3次去佛羅倫斯呢，一次係去佢哋最新嗰個劇場表演，另外嗰2次呢，我係去拍片。我印象中，因為我去工作啦，所以呢，我哋成日都係一大群人出動嘅，咁好多時我哋都係住好近要做嘢嘅地方，所以當中嗰個交通呢，我哋通常都係行路。我印象中，羅馬啦、佛羅倫斯啦嗰啲地呢，就好多係舊嘅，即係古老嘅行人路咯，即係佢上邊係鋪一啲石咯。咁當然啦，啲石咧已經被行到磨得好光滑啦，但係呢就好硬嘅一嚿嚿，即係會有一嚿嚿石突出嚟咯。咁我去過之後呢，我又重複去同一個地方嘛，咁我就知
sarete tutti asciutti dall'obitorio.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the show. It always amazes me how, thanks to technology and digitalization, we are able to experience things from afar. So actually, I would like to start our conversation with the artist, with Anna, who is the movie director. Anna is joining us from Paris. Hi, Anna. Can you tell us about the process of translating a show that is supposed to be experienced live into a movie?
Yes, thank you, Julia, and thank you all for this beautiful opportunity of exchanging between cultures and art disciplines. And what can I say? I often in my practice find myself working with other artists and try to put together their art worlds, their gazes on reality. And yes, what I try to do, as you said, is an act of translation from their language to the audiovisual language. And in Museo dell'Altrove, the situation was really particular, kind of out of joints, because the performance itself could not happen due to security reasons of pandemic, but instead a video could be filmed and realized. So what we did is to rehearse and create the staging of Museo dell'Altrove inside this kind of set, where the concept was a kind of magic journey, like an Alice in Wonderland inside the world of the dance, inside the art world of Francesca and Cosimo. And this was the main choice. So starting from this lack of audience that was so big and so demanding us, no? What was the future about? So we thought that starting from one visitor could be like the door to enter another reality and try to stay in the art world that's with this dreamy atmosphere, but also in the documentary part. So what I tried also in the editing timing and moment of my work was to mix those two plans in order to have a storytelling that goes from one plan to another. And yeah, I'm so happy. Was amazing to rewatch it and to be a little bit in Villa Giulia in this amazing location. And I found a little bit myself, even if distant, but also close to the art crew that it's now there in Verbania.
Thank you, Anna. It is an amazing work you all did. Now I would like to ask Cosimo to explain us a little bit more about the concept. Cosimo, can you tell us how and why you look at Museum of Elsewhere as a method, and also how you are actually creating a catalog of artworks?
Good evening to everyone, and thank you for being here. I would start by saying that a museum is always the space of an elsewhere. It can be an internal elsewhere related to a territory, a region, a nation. It can be like an elsewhere which is external, so it belongs to countries far from us. It can also be an elsewhere related to time, like the past, the future, like think about archaeological museums. In any case, visiting a museum is always always takes us into the territory of an elsewhere. Then we have to make another consideration. A museum is always also a political and cultural interpretation. When we create a museum, we in a way we think about our culture, our political environment. when, for instance, we have national museums, these museums tell us a lot about how countries want to be seen or considered. So it's like it's a very important space in which many aspects of our social, cultural lives like interact all together. Then the realization of the importance of this political and cultural relevance of the museum as such led us to the idea of representing it with the tool that we know best, the art. So we thought that we could challenge the traditional idea of museums by introducing the specific element of the body, of the human body, of the living bodies. Because we think in a way that like human beings can be the material for like creating pieces of art, and also can be themselves pieces of art that can stay in a museum. So we were interested in this challenge of, introducing in a traditional concept of the museum the human body. Regarding the method, I would say that we should consider the method in this sense. Every museum, before becoming a museum, is just an empty space. So an empty space that is going to be populated. And every time we populate the museum, we make a choice. We make a choice, which is a cultural choice, a political choice. So, we decided as artists to populate the space that we have available with introducing the element of the bodies. For us, in the fullness of these bodies lies the beauty and the secret of art. That's why it's very important for us to introduce this element. And then we create a dialogue, because we're looking always, like when we create this sort of singular museum of the body, we look for spaces that are normally used as a museum. So we look for a villa like Villa Verbania, we look for urban spaces like for gardens, and what we do, we question that space, we interrogate the space, because we want to understand the voice of the space, the inner voice of the space, that then can help us, by following that voice, first of all, to spot the theme that we want to explore, and also we want to, to give the space an importance, so it becomes part of the project, and then becomes itself like a work of art. So this is like the method that we use. We create a dialogue between the voice of the space that we are considering, and then from them we start to create the works of art that populate the museum, and then at the end we have the museum itself. It's what actually we've done here with Villa Giulia and with Italia. Italia, in a way, is a specific project for this kind of method, because we use the entire territory as a virtual space. So Italy is just a complex territory as every nation. So in a way, the possibilities to fill the museum are infinite. We had to work by, pushing, selecting, squeezing our ideas just in populating 11 rooms. In fact, when we had the premiere, because we had like 2 more rooms available, we created 2 more works of art during the premiere. In theory, Italia Museo dell'Altrove, can be a museum of infinite works of art, because a museum, it never stops in the end. That's how I see the art catalog that you were asking, Julia. It's something that, in theory, can last forever, because in a way, the possibility of a territory are infinite. I don't know if I answered your question.
Thank you, Cosimo. Yes, you absolutely did. I think that actually it is amazing how this project is in continual evolution and also can be adapted, as you said, to different spaces and different cultural environments. Speaking of which, I believe a strong element of the project from the beginning was this idea of cultural exchange and of including the point of view of artists coming from different backgrounds. So let's hear from our Asian artists, Noel Pong and Ergao, on their personal and artistic experience during the development of the project.
It is a very precious opportunity that I can take part in this project. Since we are in this difficult timing, I can't be in Florence in the site, feel the space, discuss with the artist. However, there are a lot of great and creative artists. They are in a team with sound designers, installation designers, and Francesca, one of the choreographer who we have been discussed online quite a lot. And they have an idea that I can take part in Hong Kong and complete the task and send a video to them, and they can show it inside. That means in this way I can take part in the show. And the idea was with I'm dancing under the overhead camera, and I was in the white square dancing with the objects that I choose, which is related to the memories, or it representing the relationship between Italy and I. So I thought it is really interesting that I can dance with the object with the overhead shot. And since I have to consider and design my movement with the angle from the overhead, it is really challenging, and I was so amazed by the idea. And I can imagine that the video was projected on a flat wall or on the floor, and then dancers react with it, with the live action and their improvisation. So it is very interesting and a great memory opportunities and chance.
大家好，我叫阿高，来自中国广州。我很幸运，我能够参与在这个项目里面，在疫情最严重的时候，跟意大利的艺术家可以一起去经历那么令人不安的时刻。因为在那段时间，对这个世界的未来，我也非常迷茫，然后甚至我一度也在怀疑艺术家能够做什么，在一个灾难里面。所以我很记得我们每一周的聚会，每一周我们一起来在线上讨论的内容，它都是我很宝贵的知识。怎么讲呢？我觉得它是种动力，它让我们在这么快速的不断在更新 apps， 不断在更新社会的游戏规则的一个环境里面，让我重新去思考一个舞者应该做什么， 舞蹈应该做什么，甚至舞蹈的功能是什么。反而我很开心在2020年遇到了大家给了我很多提问，让我到现在都在去找答案。我想在找答案的这一个动机上面，就已经可以是我人生还需要慢慢的去寻找知识，让自己继续的往前走。我很佩服到最后我们做出来了，然后我的创作也慢慢的在疫情的时候，因为跟大家的这个线上的相遇，我也慢慢的把我的提问变成作品创作，然后我希望大家都好好的，很期待跟大家可以很快的面对面见面，大家都保重。
Thank you to Noel and Ergao for taking this journey with us. As Ergao mentioned, it is very important in these difficult times to reflect on how and why we make art. This project, developed during the pandemic, is an amazing example of keeping the collaborations and the connection alive. Being able to work internationally and exchange ideas. Looking forward, we need to create more opportunities to engage with international peers and participate in the cultural exchange experiences that are the core of who we are as human beings. They inform the way we look at the world and the way we treat each other, the way we make art. And on this note, I have a personal question for Francesca. Francesca, the solo of the Italian dancer Francesco Giannini, it is one of my favorite pieces. So Francesca, can you tell us how your work relates to Pasolini and how the themes inspire you to create this choreography?
I'm glad to hear that from you. And we try to explore the theme that is also dear to Pierpaolo Pasolini, that is related to the Roman underclass of 50 and 60. And we try really to bring on the piece the vitality, the energy, the cheerfulness that are there. And another aspect that I work specifically to make the choreography with Francesco Giannini, that is the dancer, was the relation with the audience. So I try really to work on the specific gaze, on this very direct relation between him and the audience. So really try to open the fourth wall, as we used to say in the dance world. So really to bring that kind of energy and also the paradoxical innocence.
Thank you, Francesca. I would like also maybe Cosimo to explain us that I know that you and Francesca are planning to expand the artworks, the catalog that you are creating each time. So you will develop the project in new cultural environments. So can you tell us if you have new plans for the project in the future?
We actually, at the moment, we don't have future plans, but we hope we will have. But we recently actually had a commission from Fabrica Europa Festival in Florence. The festival asked to work on the method of Museo dell'Altrove, giving us the possibility to work in a specific site, which is Villa Caruso. Villa Caruso is a beautiful and very big villa in the countryside of Florence, in La Strassigna to be precise. It was the residence of Enrico Caruso, the famous tenor, and we went there, we explored the space. The majority of the building is actually already a museum, Museo Caruso, so it contains objects, records of the singer. And there were only 2 rooms left in the basement, no, in the basement, in the ground floor. There normally are offices there, but there were 2 rooms for conferences. And then there was this beautiful and very big park, which Caruso was very keen of. And so we decided to create the museum by using these 2 rooms and all the space outside. And working with 17 performances, we created this new museum, Caruso Museo dell'Altrove, with 11 works again, strange, but we created again 11 works. And there were no installation this time because we worked mainly with the body, mainly with the performance, because yeah, we thought it was right in this way. So yeah.
Thank you, Cosimo. I wish I could have been there with you all. On this note, I think we can wrap up. I want to thank once again the Italian Embassy in Bangkok for their support and ASEM Cultural Festival for inviting us to present Museum dell'Altrove, Museum of Elsewhere. Thank you to all the artists who joined us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia,
Thank you,
and thank
Julia.
you, the audience.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Ciao to you all.
Thank you. Goodbye, all. I hope the audience enjoyed this little piece of Italy coming to you digitally. Thank you, and see you soon live.